You open your laptop with a simple plan to finish an important task, but instead of starting, you suddenly feel the urge to check your phone, scroll social media, or watch just one quick video. Deep down, you know the work matters and delaying it will only make things worse. Yet somehow your brain convinces you that doing it later feels safer than starting now. Maybe you've experienced that strange moment when the deadline is tomorrow, your stress is rising, and your mind keeps whispering, "I'll start in 5 minutes," even though you said the same thing an hour ago. It feels irrational, frustrating, and almost like your own mind is secretly working against you. What's even stranger is that procrastination isn't laziness at all, because many people who procrastinate actually care deeply about their goals and dreams. They want success, they want progress, yet something invisible inside the mind keeps pulling the brakes. Psychologists have studied this behavior for decades and discovered that procrastination is not about time management, it's about emotion management. Your brain is trying to protect you from uncomfortable feelings, even if that protection quietly destroys your future success. In this video, we are going to uncover the strange psychology behind why humans delay things that matter the most. Once you understand these hidden mental mechanisms, you'll start seeing procrastination in a completely different way. Because the real enemy isn't laziness, distraction, or even lack of discipline. The real enemy is how your brain is wired to escape discomfort in the present moment. The first principle. Your brain is addicted to immediate comfort. Imagine a student sitting at a desk with a textbook open, staring at a difficult chapter they must study before tomorrow's exam. After just 2 minutes, their brain begins whispering a seductive alternative, checking messages, watching a short video, or grabbing a snack. The reason is simple but powerful. Your brain is designed to chase pleasure and avoid discomfort instantly. Studying feels mentally heavy right now, while scrolling through your phone feels easy and rewarding immediately. Psychologists call this instant gratification bias, which means the brain naturally prefers small rewards now over bigger rewards later. Even if finishing the task will bring success, relief, and confidence in the future, your brain still prioritizes what feels good in this moment. Imagine a child choosing between 1 candy now or 10 candies tomorrow. Most children choose the 1 candy immediately, because the future reward feels distant and abstract. The adult brain works in a very similar way, except the candies are replaced with entertainment, comfort, and distraction. Your brain tricks you into believing that avoiding the task right now will somehow make things easier later. But the reality is the opposite, because the longer we delay, the heavier the task feels in our mind. Procrastination quietly transforms a small challenge today into a giant emotional burden tomorrow. The second principle. The hidden fear behind procrastination? Most people believe they procrastinate because they are lazy, but psychology tells a completely different story. Many chronic procrastinators are actually highly intelligent, ambitious, and emotionally sensitive individuals. What stops them isn't laziness, it's fear. Fear of failure, fear of making mistakes, fear of looking incompetent, or even fear of discovering they are not as capable as they hoped. Imagine someone who dreams of starting a business but keeps delaying the first step. They spend weeks researching, planning, and thinking, but never actually launch anything. On the surface, it looks like procrastination, but deep inside their mind is protecting them from a painful possibility. If they never try, they never have to face the risk of failing. Procrastination becomes a psychological shield. It allows the brain to say, "I didn't fail because I'm incapable, I failed because I started too late." This subtle mental trick protects our self-esteem in the short term, but it slowly traps us in a cycle of avoidance. The longer we delay, the more intimidating the task becomes. The third principle, emotional overload and mental escape. Think about the last time you postponed something important. Often the task itself wasn't impossible, but the emotions surrounding it felt overwhelming. Maybe the project seemed too big, the expectations too high, or the pressure too intense. When your brain senses emotional overload, it automatically searches for an escape route. That escape usually appears in the form of harmless distractions. Social media, YouTube, cleaning your room, reorganizing files, or suddenly deciding to watch another episode of a show. These activities feel productive or relaxing, but they serve a deeper psychological purpose. They temporarily remove the uncomfortable emotional weight connected to the main task. Your brain quietly whispers, "Let's just relax for a few minutes first." And those minutes slowly turn into hours. Before you realize it, the entire day has passed without progress. This is why procrastination often feels automatic rather than intentional. Your brain isn't consciously sabotaging you, it's simply trying to escape emotional stress. 4. The fourth principle. The illusion of future motivation. One of the most fascinating psychological tricks behind procrastination is the illusion that our future self will somehow be more motivated than our present self. We tell ourselves that tomorrow we will feel more energetic, more focused, and more ready to start. But psychologists discovered something surprising. When we imagine our future self, the brain actually treats that future version almost like a different person. So when you delay a task until tomorrow, your brain feels like it's passing the responsibility to someone else. That someone else is your future self. The problem is that tomorrow eventually becomes today. And when that moment arrives, your brain repeats the exact same pattern again. You tell yourself you'll start tonight, then tomorrow morning, then next week, and eventually the task grows into a massive source of stress. What started as a small delay becomes a long-term habit. This psychological illusion quietly convinces us that procrastination is temporary, when in reality it slowly becomes part of our behavioral identity. The fifth principle, the dopamine distraction trap. Modern technology has created one of the most powerful procrastination machines in human history. Every notification, message, video, and social media post releases a tiny burst of dopamine in the brain. Dopamine is the chemical responsible for motivation and reward. When your brain receives quick dopamine hits from entertainment, it begins to crave those rewards repeatedly. Now compare that to a difficult task like writing a report or studying a complex topic. The reward from those activities arrives slowly and only after effort. Your brain quickly learns the difference. One option gives instant pleasure with almost no effort, while the other requires patience and focus before the reward appears. But the good news is that once you understand these hidden psychological mechanisms, procrastination becomes less mysterious and more manageable. Awareness gives you the power to recognize when your brain is trying to escape discomfort instead of facing growth. The moment you notice that inner voice saying, "I'll do it later," you begin to see the pattern rather than blindly follow it. And that simple awareness can be the first step toward breaking the cycle. But the good news is that once you understand these hidden psychological mechanisms, procrastination becomes less mysterious and more manageable. Awareness gives you the power to recognize when your brain is trying to escape discomfort instead of facing growth. The moment you notice that inner voice saying, "I'll do it later," you begin to see the pattern rather than blindly follow it. And that simple awareness can be the first step toward breaking the cycle. And once you understand your mind, you stop fighting blindly and start acting intentionally. That is the moment when real productivity and progress begin. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe to my channel, and be sure to press the bell icon so you get a notification for every new video. You have any questions? Be sure to let me know in the comments below. Stay tuned for the next video, and we'll see you in the next one. Until then, take care.